Good morning, Conrad Smith. Good morning. Got a little frost on the hot tub, so we're delayed on the golf for a little bit. So whipped up a little chalk talk. So I just want to thank everybody for watching. I think most of them come in a little bit later, but you're just watching me practice. I am working on another option of being a better communicator. So I try to make myself as nervous as possible. I get the coffee in me and I just wing something. What I've learned from past experiences is I hate talks that are PowerPoints that they just read off the PowerPoint. I mean, I can go pick up a Teddy Ruxpin on eBay pretty easily. I want somebody to tell me what's on their mind, so I'm just practicing. And I want to share with you kind of how I work backwards with my thought process. I don't know. I don't know why everybody's so obsessed with scale. I like the idea of scaling things, but each market only has so many options as far as a good ways of doing things. Eventually, when you start chasing acres or chasing things, you really compromise on your profitability. So I always start my talks with the saying, a man is only as faithful as his options. And that's what I really work on. That's why I do these talks, is to have options. And my goal here in the next few years, and we're getting there, is have the 10 different entities that make over 10,000. And maybe we can increase the times of that. But it's the idea of just serial diversification. So the thought process here, I just came back from Orlando, and I was really impressed by how much they were charging for beer at Town Disney or whatever the hell they call it. There's $16 for a pint of beer. And you compare that to going to the Townie liquor store, and I mean, they were selling Missionary Miller Lite for $16. That's a 1,800% increase. So there's that spectrum in everything. That's why I'm so fascinated with Plant Flex. My hand's shaking from the coffee. Sorry. But how can we think backwards? If you're golfing, you worry about the last putt. You worry about the slope. You play the course backwards in position. I always think about small margins, where those are, and think of your time. If you gamble, roulette, people love to play roulette because it's just brainless, but it's a 7% house advantage. Pays you 35 to 1, but they screw you on the doubles. Think about your time triggered as a roulette table as multiple variables with high margins. So like the reason why I do snow, I don't do a lot of snow, but I have these Fortune 500 companies that don't want to be sued. They have huge pockets. So if I can make a small route, it's very profitable for my time. It doesn't hurt another entity. So if you can do as many things as possible with as little overhead as possible, just minimal cost, to think more about the marketing instead of advertising and trying to get all these numbers and scale, try to get a few accounts. And how this works really well is if you have the ability to make good money per minute, then you do a really good job. On our snow side, I've had a guy work for me for 14 years. He is awesome at getting every little thing. So when you do great work, people talk about it. It's remarkable work. So they do all the marketing for you. So then they bring all these options to you. So then you're doing this Texas Hold'em deal where, okay, you have this new option, so you prune out the old ones. And you're constantly helping the hand on each one. And then you think practically with each option, the different accounts and that kind of stuff. So this kind of mindset is like, you don't really care what happens. You can play black and red at the same time. That's really dumb with roulette to play black and red. But, if I have all these options, if I want to go out here and put an NCGA contest and try to raise 375 bushel corn and beat Kevin Kalb or whatever, and then go over here and plant corn at 15,000 with no nitrogen, it's kind of contradicting itself. You're playing black and red. You don't know what the weather's going to do, but they're both good options for the context. Hopefully that made sense. I'll make it short. I want to get out and golf, but that's the idea, is just instead of thinking about scales and acres and doing singular things, low overhead, Literally, I still have my salt spreader on my truck. People get on me all the time. Why don't you wash it? It cost me $1,200. I got 2 of them. That's 4 years. That thing has made me a lot of money. Just low overhead things, but work backwards. Hopefully I wasn't too like bolstering or something. I apologize if that, but you've got to look at the margins first. Think backwards. All right, we'll see it.